Alright guys, so welcome back. In this video we're going to building REST API with CRUD functionality, which is create, read, update, and delete. And what we are going to use is Node.js, Framework Express, and MongoDB for the database. So let's get started. The first step what we are going to do is we need to create the folder, of course. So let's create a folder in here. I'm going to create a folder called, just give a name, res_API_tutorial. And let's cd into the folder, which is res_API_tutorial. Enter that. No, really. Okay, let's cd into res_API_tutorial. And I'm gonna open that with VS Code. Close the terminal. Okay, so let's close this welcome page, and I'm gonna open the terminal, Control backtick. And in here, I'm gonna initialize the package.json file, so I can do npm init this y because I just want to make everything default. So now we have package.json file. And we need to install a couple things in here. We need to install Express, which is Node.js framework, and Mongoose, which is that's help us to connect it with MongoDB. So let's enter that. Alright, so it's done. Now we have Express and Mongoose as a dependency. And I'm gonna create another file in here called server. And let's create simple server in here. Just give us cons express, and gonna require the express. And let's invoke the express inside the app variable, like so. And let's create a port variable. Let's give a process.env in here. .port, or we're going to use 5000. And finally, we're going to app.listen port, and call back in here, just console.log. I'm going to use backtick. Just give a server run at port, the port variable, like so. So let's create routes in here, just simple routes. We can do app.get and / and request response, respond.send. We're gonna send just a simple hello word. Hello from, where's this? Node. Okay, so save. So let's install NodeMon as dev dependency. So we can do npm install nodemon-d. By using NodeMon, we don't need to restart our server every time we're changing the code. Okay, so I'm still wait. Okay, it's done. Now if I open the package.json file, in here we should have dev dependency, and it should be NodeMon. Pretty cool. So let's close the server, the package.json file, and I'm going to, we need to open that again, sorry about that, and just give a dev, and I'm gonna change this thing right here to NodeMon server. So let's run that, npm run dev. It's same like we typing NodeMon server in the terminal. It's do the same thing basically. So let's close the package.json file, and now we have server run at port 5000. So let's open the Postman, and let's make a request. So enter the URL in here. You can do http / localhost with port 5000. and just make sure this is get request and send. Now we should see hello from Node. There we go. So everything is work. The next step what we are going to do is we need to create database. So let's go back to the browser, and you can create account if you don't have yet. So let's create a new project in here and just give a name res underscore API underscore tutorial. And click next. Just create a project. Okay, so let's building a cluster. Just click that and just select the free. So let's select, you can select anything you want in here, but yeah, just create a cluster, doesn't matter. So now your cluster is being created. It's pretty cool, and it's take 1 until 3 minutes. So just wait for that, and let's go to network access, and let's add IP address. And you can click add current IP address or just click allow access from anywhere. I'm going to use this. Let's confirm that. And let's go to database access, and let's go to add new database user, and just give a user in here. I'm going to give a change and just generate secure password. Show, and basically you can copy in here or just click in here and add user, and I'm gonna paste my password in here so we can use later. And yeah, now we have Chan in here. Pretty cool. Network access is still pending. Okay, wait for that. Now it's active. It's pretty awesome. So let's go to clusters. So we can click connect right now and connect your applications. And I'm going to use version, what is this thing right here? And let's copy the URL. Let's go to the code, and I'm going to create another file in here, which is config.js file. And let's say module.export. Set that equals to object in here, and I'm gonna create mongo underscore URI, and let's spacing the string in here, and you need to pasting your password in here. So let's go back, copy and paste in here. And let's looking for the, where's this? This is the database name. You can put anything you want, basically. I just want to change that to maybe Chan block. Doesn't matter. And save. Now let's close the config file and remove that. So let's bring in the mongoose. We can do const mongoose set it equals to require mongoose, and I'm gonna import my mongo URL. It should be equals to require /config file. So let's get rid of this route in here. We don't need that. And let's make a comment. So connect to MongoDB, and I'm going to use mongoose.connect function, and stack a Mongo URI like so. And this is returning a promise, so we need to handle that. So .then, if everything is work perfectly, we need to just say console.log say MongoDB, wait, MongoDB connected. And if something wrong, need to handle that in here. Just give an error and just say console log the error. Okay, I think it's fine. So let's save, and okay, we get some warning in here. But as you can see in here, the MongoDB is connected. So let's fix the warning in here. We need to paste in the use new URL parser. So we can add in here, use, where's that, new URL parser. We need to set it to true, save, and we should see one again warning, use unified topology. So let's do in here, use unified topology, set it to true, save, and now we should see everything is clean. Perfect. So next, let's create models and just give a file called post.js, and inside in here we're gonna create the schema. So first we need to bring in the mongoose. So require mongoose, and we need to create the schema so that equals to mongoose dot schema, and let's do const post schema so that equals to new schema, like that. And I'm gonna create title in here and just give a type to string and just require to true, like so. And I'm gonna create another, say body. It should be type to string, and for the required, just say true. Should be comma in there. And another thing I'm gonna create in here is a date, and just give a type to date. Wait, type to date, and just give a default value to date.now. Okay, so let's export down here. We can do module.export, set that equals to mongoose dot model, and give her any name you want. I just want to say post, and bringing the schema inside in here, say post schema. Okay, so now save, and now let's create a routes. We can create a routes in folder. Just give a name routes, and inside in here just create another folder again. Just give a name API, and inside the API folder I'm gonna create post.js. Okay, in here we are gonna create routes. So we need to export express. Set equals to require the express, should be inside a string, and we need to create another variable in here. Let's give a name router, set that equals to express.router, like so. And we need to bring in the post model in here. Just want to give a comment post model, and const post, set that equals to require. So let's go to outside a folder, and I'm gonna go to models and posts, like so. So now let's create a post request. So I just want to make a comment in here. Just give a routes for post. Wait, and should be API/post. Okay, and the description should be create and post. Okay, we can do router.post because we are gonna make a post request. If you want to create a get request, you can change that to get and delete, so on and so on. So the route we are gonna make a post request is slash and request response. And inside in here, I just want to say response.send. Just want to say let's create, wait, let's create post. Okay, and we need to export down here. Say module.export, set that equals to router, like that. So now we can use the router in here inside the server.js file. So let's make a comment in here. I just want to say routes and give a variable called say post routes, set that equals to, gonna require that in here, and it's looking for, wait, routes slash API slash post. So down here we need to use the routes. Say comment use routes, and we can do app.use. If user access the API slash post, we need to use these routes, which is post routers. So now if I save now, if user go to localhost 5000 /API /post, and this is post routes, should be fire, and post routes, it should be this folder, wait, this folder, right? And in here, if user make post request, should be have let's create a post. So let's go to Postman, and I'm gonna say localhost 5000 /API /post, and just make sure this is post request. Wait, post request, and when I send, now we should see let's create a post. Pretty awesome, everything's work. So now let's get rid of this rest.send. We don't need that, so let's remove that. And I just want to console.log the request.body. Okay, so now save, and let's go back to Postman, and just make sure you go to the same URL. Let's go to headers and just say content types, and the value say application/JSON, and let's go to body, and let's go to row, and just make sure this is JSON file. And inside in here, just want to say, yeah, maybe inside a quote, say title, say post 1, and body, say this is post 1. Okay, and if I click send request, if I click send, now we should see nothing happen in here. But as you can see in here, we get undefined. So what a problem now. So if you want to handle this problem, you need to go to server.js, and you need to use another middleware. So just make a comment in here, body parser middleware. We can do app.use and express. We need to using JSON format in here. So now save. If I just make sure this is connected, okay, cool. And if I try again, send. Now you will see title and body like we typing in here. So everything is work. Now let's go to the, where is this, post. Now we know that request.body have this object, right? Title and body. So now let's create a variable in here. Just give a name new post. Set equals to new post. Just post from model right here. And I'm gonna send the request.body, which is the object right here. Okay. And we're gonna use async await, by the way. In here we can do async and try and catch, and we're going to save the new post to the database in MongoDB. So we can do, just say post that equals to it should be need time, right? So we need to say await in here, say new post dot save, and that's it. It should be saving our new post to the MongoDB database. So just say if post right here is false, we can just say true and error. And the error, I'm gonna say something when wrong, say while saving the post. Okay, and we need to give us something in here. When we get a post request, we need to get a something response. So we can do in here, we can say response dot with response dot status 200, which is everything is okay and fine. We can do dot JSON, and we need to send the post. Okay, and if something wrong, we can say response dot status set equals to 400, and just say dot JSON, and I'm gonna say message and error, and should be error in here. Okay, so save and okay, connected. So let's back to, wait, where is my postman? Okay, so now let's try again. I'm gonna click send, and what happened now is okay, so nothing happened in here. Okay, we get a beautiful error. What error in here? Post is not a constructor. So let's go to the model. What's wrong in here? Oh, really, guys? So it should be equals. Sorry about that. So now save and MongoDB connected. Let's go to the postman, and I'm gonna send a request. Something. Okay, here we go. We got a response in here, and now we get ID, title, and body, and the date. Pretty awesome, right? And let's go back to the browser. Let's close that, and let's go to collections. And as you can see in here, we have a database called chan block. It should be creating in here. What is my config? Right here. You can change whatever name you want basically in here. This thing right here. and we have posts, and as you can see in here we have the collections. Pretty awesome. And the ID in here should be automatically generated by MongoDB. And yeah, pretty cool. So let's go back to the post in here, and now what we are going to create is I'm gonna create a post request. So let's go to up here. So let's just copy this comment right here. Just want to paste in here. Should be get, and say get all posts. Okay, so say router dot get, and should be slash, again, request response. Gonna using async await again. Say try and catch. And inside a try in here, I'm gonna create a variable called post, so that equals to wait for looking for post.find, and just give a something condition in here. If post a false, we need to throw an error, and just give no items. And if everything is work, we need to say respond.json. I just want to say status, say 200, and JSON, we need to send the post. Okay, so if something wrong, we need to just copy this thing right here and paste in here. Okay, I just want to remove the space in here, just make it, yeah, look like that. Now save, and let's go to the postman. I'm gonna make a get request in API/post, and if I send, now we get post one. Pretty cool. So let's add another post. Can do post request and header. Just make sure content type application JSONs, and the body row JSON right here. And I'm gonna change that to post2, and this is post2. Okay, so let's send. Now we get a post2 in here, and if I get a request in the same URL and send, we should have two objects in here. Okay, so pretty cool, right? So let's go back to the router in here, and the next thing I'm going to show you is the delete request. So let's just make a comment in here. Yeah, I think we can copy that. Space in here, it should be delete, and delete should be specify the ID, right? So let's change the description in here. Should be delete and post, and change that to delete request. And I just want to remove everything in here. Okay, say try catch. So in here, I'm gonna create a variable called post, and wait for a post dot. I'm gonna use find wait. I'm gonna use really? I'm gonna use find by ID and delete. Okay, and it should be tag ID. We get the ID from the parameter, so we can do request.params.id. Request.param.id is basically everything you're put in here. If you want say 1, 2, 3, the param.id should be 1, 2, 3. Okay, so let's go back in here. Just by doing this, we can exactly finding the ID and delete that. That's the power about find by ID and delete. So that's pretty cool, right? So just make some condition again. So if post doesn't exist, we need to say true an error, and the error it should be no post found. Okay, and just give us something in the response. We can do response.status, say 200, and say dot JSON. Just want to say success to true. Okay, and if something wrong, just copy that and paste in here. Okay, that's it. So now we save. Oh, I forgot that. We need to specify ID in here. Save and Mongo connected. Cool. So let's go back to the Postman. I'm gonna add another post. It's just post 3. And this is post 3. And add post right here. Send. See, we get a post 3, and I'm gonna say get request send. We should have 3 object. All right, pretty cool. So I'm gonna delete maybe post 2. I can copy the ID right here and just paste in the parameter and just make a delete request. And if I send, now success is true. Remember the delete the post 2, it should be gone, right? So let's go with a get request send. Now wait, something error. We don't need the parameter in here. Oh, really? Okay, so send. See, now post 2 is gone. Just post 1 and post 3. Pretty awesome. Now there's work. Another thing I'm going to show you is the update. So let's do down here. We can just copy the comment right here and paste in here. And it should be update and API/post/ID. Yes, that's true. And it should be update. Yes, cool. So we can do router. We are gonna use patch in here and /ID and request response and try and catch. And just copy this thing right here for the error, and it should be a sync function. And let's create a variable called post. Set that equals to, we're gonna wait for say post dot, I'm gonna use find ID, find by ID and update. That's it. So inside in here, we need to paste in the parameter, which is request.params.id, and the second parameter, it should be the new object. So we can say request.body. Okay, that's it. So in here, just another condition, which is if the post is false, we need to throw an error. Okay, just say something went wrong while updating. Say updating the post. Okay, and we need to something response, so we can do response.status, say 200. So everything is 200, not okay. So .json, and let's give a success true. Okay, so now let's try to make a patch request. Let's go back in here. And the idea in here is I want to change the body in the post tree to something else, this body right here. So let's, before that, I just want to copy the ID, paste in the parameter, and let's change to patch. And just make sure this is content type application JSONs, and body, this is basically new post, what you are going to update. So I just want to update the body. So let's get rid of this title and let's change the body to post 3 has been updated. Okay, so now let's send a patch request. Send, and now there's success. If I get a request again, send. Now we should see post 3, the body right here, it should be updated. See, pretty cool. So another thing I'm going to show you is I want to, when I'm make a get request in maybe, post 1 as a parameter in here, which is the ID, I want to get the response this object right here, which is the post 1. So let's go back to code right here. I'm going to add another router just down here. Just copy this thing right here. And it should be get request in /id, not is, and get specific ID, not all I. Just get and post, because we are going to get one single post. Okay, and we are going to use find by ID. Basically in here we can do find by ID and just to request dot params dot ID. Wait, not comma in there, say ID. Okay, that's it. Yeah, that's it. Just want to say post because there's a single post. And okay, so now save. And wait, we get some warning in here. What is this? Let's try to make a get a request in specific ID. So let's do in here. This is for post 1. Okay, so if I send, we should get one single object, which is post 1. Pretty cool. And if I remove that, you should get all the database available in the MongoDB. See? And I want to see that some warning we get when we make what is this patch request. So we can change the maybe post 1. Okay, we're gonna change the post 1 right here. I'm gonna change the title, basically title, just say hello. Okay, remember the first time the title is post1. I'm going to change that into hello. So send, and now there's success. I'm going to see, okay, what is this? So we need to use find and modify inside right here. You can use find and modify, set that into false. So let's try to save that, and let's make a page request again. I want to change the title to hello world. Okay, so now send. I hope that's success. Okay, success, and let's see. Okay, everything is clean in here. And if I get a request to all the database, see, we get 2 in here. Okay, I think that's it, guys. I don't want to make this video really long, and I hope you learned something new in this video. And yeah, I'm gonna see you in the next video, and bye.